Good morning. I'm Mr. Baldev Sidhu. I'm in charge of the University of London programs at Help Academy here. And to my left is Mr. Tony Leong, who is in charge of the University of Derby programs at Help Academy. Today we're going to talk to you about British programs that are offered at this particular institution. Now I'll start by talking about the University of London programs here. Now Help Academy has been offering the University of London programs, but these programs are a lot longer than that. The University of London itself was formed in 1836, but the international programs that are offered all over the world started in 1858, which makes it the longest distance learning programs in the world. Now, all universities are different, but the University of London is a lot more different than other universities. Why is it more different? Is because it's the third oldest university in Britain. It is the first secular university in Britain. It was the first university in Britain to allow women to join up. And it was the first university to have a woman as a vice-chancellor. Now these programs are offered in close to 100 countries in the world in terms of institution space, and about 180 countries where you will find University of London students. In Malaysia, we are the largest provider of programs in the social sciences. Okay. Now, social sciences means we offer degrees in economics, economics and management, accounting and finance, and banking and finance. These are classified as social sciences. Now, what is so unique about us? This is something we really need to get down to. The University of London is an iconic institution. It's a federation of about 17 institutions in Britain, of which would be iconic institutions like UCL, King's College, LSE, SOAS, Queen Mary, and some others as well. The degrees that we offered here, the academic content, now this is something that's very, very unusual and very, very unique. The academic content is developed by the iconic London School of Economics. The academic content is produced by the LSE, as we call it, and the assessment is done by the LSE. In other words, you come to Help Academy, we provide the tuition for 3 years, your academic content is provided by the London School of Economics, we provide the tuition, and they set your exams and they grade your exams. So what do we get out of this kind of arrangement? Quality. A globally recognized degree of quality. Your degree will be from the University of London, and it will state clearly London School of Economics and Political Science. There will be no mention of Help Academy, which is rather sad, but that's the way things go. Okay? Now, this is an iconic university. I know Malaysians love rankings, so I'll just rattle off some QS rankings here. In Management and Social Sciences, according to QS Rankings 2019, in Management and Social Sciences, the LSE ranks number 2. In Economics, it ranks number 7 globally. In Politics and International Relations, it ranks number 1 in Europe and number 5 in the world. So you're talking about that level of quality. It's a globally recognized, iconic institution, and it's right here in Damansara Heights. Okay, and it has been here for a long time. Now, once again, how many degrees do we offer here? We offer 4 degrees. The BSc Economics, BSc Accounting and Finance, BSc Banking and Finance, and BSc Economics and Management. These are all University of London degrees with the academic direction. Once again, now this is very, very important for you to know, that comes from the London School of Economics. Your degree, to reiterate again, will be from the University of London, and it will clearly state the London School of Economics. Now, it is a globally recognized degree. We've done that bit. Now, let me tell you how it actually works. You can do all 3 years with us here in Damansara Heights. Okay? If you should choose to only do 1 year with us, can you transfer to the UK in the second year? Yes, you can. You can try to transfer to the LSE in the second year. If you don't want to go to the LSE, you can go to lots of other British universities. For example, the University of Bristol is very, very popular with our students. So you can actually move on for your second year. Although we would prefer that you spend 3 years with us, because education in Britain is very, very expensive. Now, how does it work? You spend 3 years here with us, with an option to transfer to the UK, where you can go to a range of good universities. Now, the University of London is a very traditional university in the sense that you will still just do 12 subjects over 3 years. Once you're done the 12 subjects, and you will get a degree. You can, if you wish, take 6 years to finish the degree. But of course, you shouldn't take 6 years. You should try to finish it in 3 years. Now, we come to this. Why should you do this degree? Now, let's look at it this way. You throw a stone at random out there in Kuala Lumpur or Malaysia, you will hit a graduate. How will you then differentiate yourself? We expect students who join us at the University of London to be much more ambitious than wanting to do a normal, regular degree. You should try to see yourself as different. You should, to use a management term, differentiate yourself. You should try to brand yourself. Now, the University of London, LSE, to use a management term, is a brand. So you should try to affiliate yourself with this. Now, how do our students perform? Our students perform very well. Now, there are dozens and dozens of providers like us all over the world, okay, including Singapore, Russia, Pakistan, India, the Middle East, and we are among the leading providers. In fact, in Malaysia, we are the very first provider of the University of London. In fact, some people say that we are the first provider of the University of London programs overseas, outside of the UK, in the world. Okay? Now, this is how you should look at it. Your academic content, as I said earlier, comes from an iconic university. Many of our students get first class. Now, to get a first class degree from the LSE is not an easy feat. You should try always to distinguish and differentiate a first class from the LSE from other universities in Malaysia. And I mean both public universities and top private universities. This is arguably, if you want, the most prestigious social science degrees offered in Malaysia, because it's from the LSE. I've given you a broad overview of the University of London programs. Now I'm going to pass you over to my colleague, Mr. Tony Leong, who will talk to you about the University of Derby programs offered at Help Academy. It's all yours, Tony.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baldev. Was a very interesting discussion, a briefing shared by Mr. Baldev. Now, let me just bring all of you across to northern side of UK, which is come to our University of Derby over here. Now, University of Derby started their education about 160 years ago. That is actually in UK. However, in Malaysia with Help Academy, it's actually since 2016 over here. Now, all these years, we produce enough or good candidate to the workforce in Malaysia society, locally as well as in the Southeast Asia region over here. Now, a bit of about the university over here, we name it, or we call it sometime, we call it as the University of Practicality. Now, why I say that the practicality, the term of practicality here means we really focus on the practicality of the students itself. Now, from the syllabus, from the curriculum over here itself, we really like to have or make the students to be a problem solver. Because in the market nowadays, I believe every single managers out there, they are looking for a problem solver, not a problem creator, so to speak. Okay, with University of Derby over here, okay, we focus on things like practicality, as I mentioned before. Now, in order to produce graduates that focus on problem solving, in our curriculum over there, we instill a lot of practicality component in there, such as case study based, okay, personal coursework based, group work coursework based, okay, as well as the project based project that we have it over here in the program itself. Now, the benefits of studying University of Derby itself here in Malaysia, first of all, I always top it up with the cost of studying over here in Malaysia. Now the reason being is the fact, like what Mr. Baldev said earlier on in his sharing, is only a fraction of course that you need to study over here in Malaysia. Okay. Now, it's not just only 1/3 or not just only 1/5. You don't need to travel all the way from here to Malaysia, from here Malaysia to all the way to UK. You don't need to spend a good 14 hours on flight just to get or to earn a degree over here. You can do it locally in Malaysia, in Damansara. Furthermore, on top of that, besides not going too far away to earn a degree, you still have a chance whether to complete 3 years over here in Malaysia, or you can actually do a transfer. Same like University of London. You can study 1 year over here in Malaysia, or you can study 2 years here in Malaysia, or the final year in UK. It's entirely up to you. But promise me, you just need to study 1 year here, your first year in Malaysia, and you can transfer to UK for your second year as well as third year. Because some of the parents do require that. I would love to see my son or daughter to go to UK to experience the British education over here. Now, we have a choice now, whether to study everything here in Malaysia or some 1 year or 2 years back into UK. Entirely, the choice is yours. Now, that is all about the course itself, the cost of living, okay? Now, secondly, we talk about the qualification. A lot of parents also ask, well, is your piece of degree recognized in Malaysia? Is it the government recognize the qualification over here? Now, let me just assure you, all of our qualification here is recognized by JPA, by MQA, and you can get works, okay? You can get a job, you can secure a job, any of the industry that you like in the future once you finish your degree. Now, again, we talk about the certificate. Now, the certificate itself doesn't actually print. Same like University of London, we don't have the Help Academy word or the help word in your certificate, okay? It will be freshly printed and made from and shipped from University of Derby to us here in Malaysia, and you will get the original set of certificate from University of Derby itself, okay? Now, how are we going to ensure all of our quality and assurance over here? We work hand in hand together with MQA, all right, and as well as the QAA in UK as well. So both of our educations, okay, both of the institutions over here, we work hand in hand with the local education provider and education authorities in order to ensure the best quality that you can have in here in Malaysia, in Damansara. Now, with our University of Derby 3+0 program over here, we have 3 main major programs, and which are the 3 famous program and popular program in Malaysia, and which we are at HELP good at, the business program. We have accounting and finance, we have business management, as well as international business. Now, accounting and finance is a 50-50 coursework, so it's a 50% coursework, it's a 50% exam, okay? Meaning is you will have some component of coursework, you have some component of final exam. Now, please do bear in mind, for those that you are actually doing your accounting finance program, or you have a future interest to do accounting and finance program, I'm sure you are actually planning ahead to be an accountant or a chartered accountant. You have it in mind. Now, the good news is, our accounting and finance program, you will have a maximum ACCA exemption, a total of 9 papers over there. Now, to top it up again, right, you're able to enroll into an accelerate program into your accounting professional program. Why I say so? Because we allow our students to do the the ACCA program while they are in year 2 itself. Now, what's that so? Because we work hand in hand together with ACCA, and ACCA recognize the program that we are running right now from University of Derby. The moment that you enroll into the program, you finish your year 1, straight away you can start your year 2 while you are doing, at the same time you're doing your ACCA professional paper as well. Now, meaning by the time that you finish your degree, you get a fresh quality UK university qualification, okay, from University of Derby, right? At the same time, if you are hardworking enough, you will get your ACCA Final 4 paper done completely, meaning you are ready for the accounting industry in Malaysia or in Southeast Asia or any part of the world already. Okay. Now moving on to both of our business program. Okay, moving on to our next business program over here. Now we have two popular business program. One is actually business management, another one is international business. Now we are talking about practicality earlier on, right? Okay, we're talking about the practicality earlier on. Now what's the meaning of a practicality over here? Our business program over here is 100% coursework based. Now I repeat, it's 100% coursework based. You do not have a final exam to it. Now some of you actually ask, how can I complete a degree program without a final exam? You see, the old mindset has actually sunk in to every one of us, that most of us will think that without final exam, I will not able to get a cert. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, the practicality as the main part of this university. We would like the students, we would like our own students to think and critically evaluate the available solutions out there. Hence, we want to nurture them since year one, since the beginning of the course itself, all right? And by giving them enough problems and hope that at the end of the day, they will give us a good solution, and which a lot of employers out there, which they are looking for. Now, this will help you to distinguish yourself from the other potentials or the graduates out there. As well as, again, like what Mr. Baldev said earlier on, there's tons of degree holders out there. How you make yourself extraordinary.
Yes. How do you stand out? Yes.
How do you stand out, yeah, compared to all the other graduates out there? So this program, the 3+0 of the business management, as I said, there is no final exam, it's purely 100% coursework based. Right? Now moving on, our final program that we have over here, which is the international business. Now the international business is actually for those, okay, that you have an idea or you have the interest globally. Now don't get me wrong, whether you are a 1,000 employees company or even just only a staff of 2 that you operate in your back shade, all right, you can go global anytime right now because of the internet. Now again, in this course over here, which will allow you to learn things like, for example, what happened to the other country, if you would like to operate, you would like to start a business, what kind of culture that they are in, because bear in mind, you are meeting different kind of a people, different type of people, different character of a people over here. So that is all about the international business. The good news is you only have one exam. The whole entire 18 module across our accounting, our business, and our international business. The international business itself alone, you only have one exam. The rest of them 17 is still 100% coursework based. Again, we emphasize on the practicality. And last but not least, most importantly, all 3 of our program, okay, we implant the internship into as part of the requirement of the program. And I'm a strong believer that internship will do everyone out there a good experience, because this is the chance that you will able to test your personal interests. You see, in some of the education fair, in some of the parents over there, out there, they will ask me, I don't know what my son or daughter like. And often, this is actually the most often question asked. They say that I don't know what my son or daughter like. And with this internship that is available in our program over here, this is the best chance for you to test yourself which industry that you like. Don't get me wrong, you definitely learn some experience in there, but it might not be the industry for the rest of the next 30 to 40 years. All right? Now, besides testing out your own personal interests and to solve out the chances of whether you like the industry or not, it also helps you to gain a full-time job much easier compared to other graduates or to other programs out there that do not have an internship. Now, most of our graduates, they're able to secure their full-time job within 6 months. A total of 96% of our students able to find their job within 6 months. And 96% is a very high figure. Is a very high figure over here. And 96% of our students will get their job within 6 months. Now, they don't get the job, which is the local store or any other. We are talking about a good brand name, a good companies. Yeah. Now, again, I can't share that company with you over here, but I love to. Okay. Those are good multinational corporations and enterprises out there, whether they are in Malaysia or they have other branches in the Southeast Asia over here.
And that would be very similar to our graduates.
Yes, yes. I'm sure that University of London as well share the same statistics with us at University of Derby as well. Okay, and of course, last but not least, for those that you do not have a deep pocket, okay, that you think that I would like to study 3 years over here in Malaysia, all right, without going abroad, you can study the whole 3 years over here, as I repeat again. But to top it up, okay, you can participate in our international study visit for 10 days to visit your University of Derby during your year 3. You see, a lot of them think that, okay, I will study my first 3 years over here. When I finish my program, I would like to do my MBA or the postgraduate program. Now, which is kind of a necessity right now in the workforce. Now, you can take the chance, besides visiting your campus, a real UK university campus, which they are your campus itself and your university because you belong to University of Derby. And at the same time, you can visit around, you can go around to Derby, you can actually go down to London to visit University of London campus. Okay, you can walk around, you can go to stadium and so on. And these 10 days are as part of the program, and you do not need to pay anything extra. The flight, the accommodations are part of your program and is sponsored by university itself. Why we do so? Again, the magical word here is practicality. Okay? And that is the word, and that's the word that helps us to gain a high ranking in university, in UK. Now, with Guardian ranking, for the business and accounting itself, we are top 10 business provider and accounting provider in UK as well. So to wrap this up, I'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Thank you, Baldev.
Welcome. So there you go. You've heard about 2 British programs offered at Help Academy. So do follow up on this. Thank you very much for listening to us.